Hello and good afternoon. Welcome to today's live lesson. I hope you're all doing well. It's a hot day, but great weather. Probably the ideal sort of weather to be outside sunbathing. I hope everyone's doing well. It's just gone 4 o'clock, and in today's lesson, we are going to look at the comma. So this is punctuation. And when do we use the comma? So make sure you like the video if you want to improve your punctuation and grammar. Irina says, hello, Irina F. Welcome to another lesson. Thank you so much. Always nice to see you here. And I hope you had a lovely morning, Irina. Yeah, let me know. Did you have a good morning? Maria, good afternoon. And Alejandra, you too, good afternoon. And Oksana, hello, good afternoon as well. I hope all of you had a lovely morning. I hope you all enjoyed your lessons and that your lessons are going well, whether they are physically at school or at the moment, most likely online. Irina, you too. Good day to you too. Good afternoon. Welcome to today's lesson. It's it's just gone 4 o'clock, so it's time for a cup of tea. We'll look at a range of different things today because we are going to be looking at where to use the comma. Sandra says, hello, good afternoon. Sandra, welcome to today's lesson. Lovely to see you here as well. And I think at the moment, it's about trying to make sure that even though one might be having lessons online, there's some elements, I suppose, of a lockdown having to return. Hopefully you guys still find time to make sure you look after yourselves, exercise, eat well. Evelina, good afternoon. Welcome to today's lesson. And that you're still able to enjoy the sun, which is important. I have to say, I think I need to try and enjoy the sun a little bit more. I have not been out in the sun very much at the moment. And it's always nice to get a bit of sun, to be honest. I mean, growing up in the UK, where I grew up, the sun was very rare. Most of the time, it was cloudy, windy, and full of rain. So it's nice to be able to enjoy weather like this. LVSCom says, good afternoon. Good afternoon, LVSCom. Welcome to today's lesson. Okay, we're a good number, so I guess we'll dive straight into it and we'll start off. Okay, so the first thing that you guys need to know is your simple basic rule of using a comma. The first and most basic rule of using a comma is you're putting a comma where you would normally put a full stop, but you're choosing to continue the sentence. So, for example, imagine we're going to start off simple and we're going to grow together. Okay, so you have two sentences such as, I came to Malta in February. Okay. I will be here till the end of August. Okay, so here you have two simple sentences. Okay, if you put them together, of course, you can end up saying, I came to Malta in February. Come on. And I will be here till the end of August. So at this point, we don't need a comma. We're just putting and we're just slowly building our language. So when do we first need to use it? Well, let's have a look. Oh, I can to Malta. Sorry, that's a mistake. I wrote I can to Malta instead of I came to Malta. No, that's no good. That doesn't make sense at all. So, February. So let's look at the first one. So we have I came to Malta in February and I will leave at the end of August. Now, as we can see in the previous sentence, that is where we could end the sentence. However, we now want to say a little bit more. And because you're going to say a little bit more and you're going to go with something like but, we can put a comma. But I hope to visit Rome before I leave. So Maria says, sorry, Richard, what is the difference when I use on February and in February? I can tell you there's only one correct answer there, and it should be in February. I cannot say on February. It's in February. When it comes to prepositions of the month, okay, prepositions of month, prepositions of months, sorry, it's always going to be in September, in October, um, in July. Okay. Now, the only time you think, oh, wait a minute, but I've seen dates with on. The only way that we can use on is if we have I'm going to turn that off, that notification bell. The only way is if there's an actual day or like a date. So, for instance, I'll be back on the 26th of March, for example. That is where we can see on. So just to let you know, okay, Maria, if you're going to use on, you need the actual date itself, like the 26th of March or on Tuesday, for example. So going back to what I was originally saying, I'll just post it again in the live chat section. Yeah, we've come to the end of August over here. So I came to Malta in February and I will leave at the end of August. Now I want to say a little bit more. So I put a comma because that's where I would normally end my sentence. And then I say, but I hope to visit Rome before I leave. You will notice that this is a mix and mash between different sentences structures. In this sentence structure, now you do have to be careful, but I've started off with a past simple plus and plus future simple plus present simple. I've actually put all three different types of simple together. And I can do that as long as I use and correctly and I use but correctly. And of course, to do this, I also need a comma. So I am going to write the next sentence here, guys. And I would like you to decide where the comma should go. Now, let's see where you guys decide to put the comma. So I arrived at the airport on time and I was with my friends as well. But we lost some of our luggage on the way to the airport. So you guys need to try and think, where would you normally end this sentence? And that, because there's almost two sentences here together. And just like the previous one, where you could end the sentence normally, that is where you're going to put the comma. So Alejandra has come in. I arrived at the airport on time and I was with my friends, comma, as well, but we lost. Okay, so you decided to put the comma before as well. Maria has decided to put after as well, and Irina thinks it's before. Now you are all roughly in the right zone. However, the correct answer is going to be just before the comma, sorry, just before but. So comma, but. And that's one of the other things we then need to know. When you are writing this type of sentence, and you've got let's say three elements, okay? Three elements to your, three sections, actually. Three sections to your sentence. We're going to put the comma after the second part of the sentence. And it's going to be before the but as well. So comma plus but. That is always a good one to know. So this time I'm going to write these three sentences on their own. And this time you guys need to put all of the sentences together into one long sentence, but you need to choose where you put your but and your comma. Okay, let's have a go. Okay, here you go. So we've got three separate elements, three separate sentences here. 1, I left for the party on time. 2, I was with my friend. And 3, she didn't want to go because of her ex. Now, what you guys need to do is you need to mix these sentences together to make one long sentence. You're going to need to use and, you're going to need to use a comma, and you're going to need to use but as well. So you need to think where you are going to put these three things in order to bring everything together to make one long sentence. You can see in this case, we've gone with three sentences, all in the past simple as well. And this is a really good way in terms of your building blocks to make your to be able to say more in a sentence, to make your sentences longer, but consistent and good. Okay, so have a little look, guys. So you've got, I left for the party on time. I was with my friend. She didn't want to go because of her ex. So that's the order that your sentences need to come. But now you need to put everything together. So Sandra has says, I left the party on time and I was with my friends, comma, but she didn't want to go because of her ex. Okay, well done. Okay, I see here that that's meant to be friend. Okay, Sandra, let's see if other students agree with you. Because that certainly does, that looks like it could be a good start. Maria has said, I left for the party on time, but I was with my friend and she didn't want to go because of her ex. Okay, I see what you did there, actually, Maria. So you said, I left the party on time, but I was with my friend and she didn't want to go because of her ex. Now, I'm going to say this, Maria. That was not the answer I had in mind. Having said that, that's still correct. You've moved what you've done is you've moved the comma forward and you put but in different place. But it works because you've put comma, but I was with my friend and she didn't want to go because of her ex. That reads very well. So I can say after this round, Sandra, you are correct. And that was the answer I was thinking of. But Maria Rojas, you are also correct. And that's a really good sentence. So excellent. Well done, guys. Top notch. Top notch. That's a good one. Top notch, which is, let's see, top notch is like perfect. Okay. Or excellent. So I'm really happy to see that. Now, yeah. And that's the first rule that you guys need to know. You're going to be writing a sentence with maybe broken up, that whereby you could break the sentence down maybe into 3 different sentences on their own at a simpler level. And the trick is to know where you're going to put but, and if you're going to put but, that's when you need to start thinking about the comma. So really well done. Excellent work. Okay, now let's look at the next example that I have in mind. And this is going to be called, we actually call it the Oxford comma. And I'm going to show you how to use it. Let's go with... one second, actually, no, I'm not going to jump to the Oxford comma yet, actually, because when I think about it, no, I'll save that one to the end. I'll save that one to the end, actually. I've changed my mind about that one. Let's go with this one, because I'm about to show you, because I think it's just a little bit better. Okay, right. Let's go with this. I'm just going to change the sentence around because I don't want it to be too long. After having seen the chaos online, it was clear that the confusion was going to continue. Okay. So here we've got this. After having seen the chaos online, comma, it was clear that the confusion was going to continue. We could also, just for another example, we could say, this is another example. At the time, it wasn't clear what happened, but we thought there was a misunderstanding. So this is another example. I'm going to give you one more, and it's just a slightly easier one. Back in 2006, I lived in the USA. Now, I don't want to go into a lot of deep grammatical detail about this, but here is the rule. Quite simply, if you are going to start your sentence with a preposition, then after that beginning phrase that follows that preposition, you're going to need a comma. So, for instance, if I write, let's say if I write, So making it a little bit easier, another example, before is a preposition. And we might say before leaving work, please call your boss. So in all of these examples, I've started my sentence with a preposition. And when you start your sentence with a preposition, that after your initial, the first bit of your sentence, you're going to need to put a comma. So let's look at this one. Can you guys guess where you need to put the comma? So let's go with yeah, I think that makes sense. So after the game, I just wanted to go home. Okay, so where do you think the comma needs to go there? After the game, I just wanted to go home. Excellent, brilliant, well done, guys. Fantastic stuff. Now, I'm just going to change everything around for one moment because you all got that one straight away. If I wrote, I just wanted to go home after the game. So in this case, what I've done is I've moved after the game to the end of my sentence. If that's the case, I don't need to use a comma. So if I use after the game at the end, no commas needed. It's only if I use it at the beginning. And this can also be done with one or two things. So let's go again. We can also do this with certain time markers. So this is the next thing I'm going to introduce you to, because the rule is quite similar with time markers. But you can see, again, if I'm using a time marker, I'm going to use at the beginning, I need a comma. But if I use it at the end of the sentence, I don't need a comma. And that's another rule that you guys can know. So can you guys decide where the comma goes in the next sentence? Oh, sorry. I actually put the comma in automatically. I need to stop myself from doing that. Let's go again. Okay, guys, where does the comma go? Let's see. Oh, no, wait a minute. What did I do? No, sorry. I missed out the important word. But yes, clearly you guys still got it. Yep. Yes, that's correct. After week. That is the correct answer. So well done, Sandra, and well done, Maria. Perfect. Well done. Okay, we're doing really well. Now, let's look at the next one. This is going well so far. Let's go with, we've already done but. Yes, let's go with this one. I think this is quite an important one to know as well. So, in English, you will have words like however, although, moreover, none the less. Now, I don't know how many of these you know, but just in case you guys don't know, however has the same meaning as but, although also has the same meaning as but, nonetheless same meaning as but. Nevertheless, same meaning as but. Moreover, has the same meaning as well. Yeah, I think that's a good start. Or and, actually, as well, or and. So at the start of your sentence, you will use these kind of words sometimes. So you might be writing something, blah, 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 at the end of the year, full stop. You'll then start your next sentence with however, for example. And if you start a sentence with however, you need to put a comma afterwards. However, we will, whatever the rest of your sentence might be. Now, you usually use these words at the start of your sentence. So for the next one, I'd like you guys just to put the comma where you need in the right position. Let's see if you guys can do it, and who can do it the fastest. Okay, guys, where does the comma go? Okay, so Sandra has said 2007. Well, the thing there is that there's already a full stop. So we're not going to be able to use a comma there. We need to think about what comes afterwards. Comma, we. Okay, so after nevertheless. Let's see, Oscar, if other people agree with you. After nevertheless, after nevertheless. Excellent. Well done, guys. And that is another rule. That's how you know how to use the comma. Good. Excellent. Let's look at... yeah, I think this might be quite a good one to know how to use. Okay, I'm going to introduce you to something called an independent clause and a dependent clause. But I think the best way to say it is when you want to add extra information. Let's put it that way. What do you do when you want to add extra information? So you might say this, for example. I was with John yesterday, and he said that he thinks that X is the best thing. Okay. Now, when we say this, we have no information about John. And as a result, I don't need a comma. But what if I want to add some extra information? What if I want to try and tell the person who John is? It's extra information. It might not have anything to do with what me and John were what we were talking about, the conversation I had with John, but I want to put extra information in so the person can see who John is, so they have an idea who John is. Well, I need to create this extra information, and I need to put this extra information with 2 commas on either side. Now, in this case, I would write, who is a friend from work. Now, as you can see, who is a friend from work is not a complete sentence. That doesn't make sense on its own. So what I do is I can put it into a sentence like this. I was with John, comma, who is a friend from work, comma, and he said that he thinks the X is the best thing. So what I've done is that where I've put the extra information, I put a comma at the start and I put the comma at the end, just of that extra information. So when we're putting in extra information, we put a comma at the beginning and at the end. Okay, so we break it up with 2 commas. Your turn. This time, you guys need to try and put the 2 commas in the correct place. Let's see how you guys do. So, where's my example? Here we go. Here's my example. So, guys, let's see how you do. Where does the comma go? Well, sorry, where do the commas go? Where do the commas go? Then we're going to start looking at how we can put everything together. So Alejandra has said, I spoke with Tom, comma, who is our new HR manager, and he suggested a meeting next week. Okay, Alejandra, you are 50% of the way there. You've put the first comma in the right position. You just need a second comma. Sandra says, comma, Tom, who, and comma, after manager. Okay, and Maria has also put the comma after Tom. Okay, so all of you have got the first comma in the right position. We need to put it after Tom, but we do need to put the second comma in. Sandra has said that we need to put the comma in after manager. Do you agree with Sandra? That's the question. Do you agree with Sandra? Do you agree with Sandra? Okay, so Sandra has written, just to say again, yes, LBS.com agrees. Maria says no. Okay, so the correct answer here is yes. Because we need 2 commas, we need to break up the whole thing. And the answer here is yes. We need the second comma after manager. Let's do this one again. So, okay, so we're looking at this again. Don't forget, guys, you need to put 2 commas, okay? So you need to break up the extra information with 2 commas. So you need to decide where the extra information starts and where the extra information ends. The first time round, you all got the first comma correct. We just didn't quite know where the second comma was. So let's go again. So I watched the film with Jane, who is my sister, and we loved the film. Okay. So Sandra, Maria. Okay, so you've all put comma at after Jane, and you've all put the comma after sister. Perfect. Well done, guys. That is the correct answer, and that is how you make that kind of sentence. So really well done. Now, in the past, you might have thought, oh, I need to put brackets. You don't need to put brackets. You can just put 2 commas either side, and you can put your extra information in there. Now, the next thing I want to look at with you guys, there's just a couple more things. But I know that sometimes people get confused with verbs. Now, if we write something like this, okay, they were talking and texting at the same time. So I've got two verbs and I'm breaking them up with and. I do not need to put a comma. I just need and. However, when might I use commas? It's when I'm giving a list. And if I'm giving a list, then I will need at least one comma. So I like swimming, comma, running, and climbing, for example. So that is one way that we would like to do that. So we just have to be careful. So let's have a little look. You tell me where the commas go in the next one, okay? Where do the commas go? In this one, you will need two. You will need at least two commas. Where do they go? And the reason being is that whenever we're giving a list, we're going to need to put some kind of commas. In this case, we're using the names of activities, but it could be food, for instance. I mean, I like eating bananas, pineapple, apples, and pears, for example. So whenever I'm giving a list, that's when I need to think about commas. Sandra has said you need a comma after climbing and a comma after walking. Okay, do the rest of you agree with Sandra? We're then going to look at the last one, which is the Oxford comma, and then I'm going to give you a longer text, and you guys need to try and put the commas all in the right place. And all of you have got this one right. Excellent, perfect, well done, guys. So now let's look at the next one. Now, what I'm going to show you here is called the Oxford comma. Okay, now it's something that I thought about doing at the start of the lesson, but I'm going to do it at the end. The Oxford comma. So, to begin with, we might say, I love my parents, Lady Gaga, and Humpty Dumpty. But at the same time, I can also say, I love my parents, Lady Gaga, and Humpty Dumpty. So it's the same sentence, same words, but the meaning is different, and it all has to do with the comma. So in the first one, what we are saying here is that so just to reiterate the first one, so I love my parents, comma, Lady Gaga and Humpty Dumpty. If I don't put a comma after Lady Gaga, I am saying that my parents are Lady Gaga and Humpty Dumpty. So in the first one, if I just copy this one again, in this sentence, it looks like Lady Gaga and Humpty Dumpty are my parents. Okay, so that has one meaning. Now, in the second sentence, if we look at this one, where there are two commas, what I am saying is, I love my parents and Lady Gaga and Humpty Dumpty. So here, in the second sentence, it's very clear that my parents, Lady Gaga and Humpty Dumpty, are separate. They are not the same. And in the first sentence, I'm saying that they are the same. So let's look at this sentence here. Okay, so this is the first sentence, and it says, I love my housemates Anna and David. You need to put the comma in the right place because you want to say Anna and David are your housemates. Okay, so in this case, you only need one comma, and you need to decide where to put that comma. So you're saying, I love my housemates, Anna and David. So Sandra, very quickly in here, mates, comma, and that's it. Okay, let's see if others agree with you. And then we'll look at the second one. And that will take us to the end of today's lesson. I have to say, you've done very well, all of you who have participated in today's. Oskana, it says mates plus mates, comma. Okay, excellent. Really, really good. That's exactly it. And this is why an Oxford comma is quite important. The meaning changes. Evelina agrees. Maria agrees. Excellent. Okay, now let's look at the next one. So if I say, let's go with, okay, well done, Alejandra. Okay, now we need to do the second one. And we must make sure that housemates, Anna, David are not, are separate from housemates. Okay, so here we're trying to make sure that they are separate. Okay, so you will need two commas to complete this one. So I like my housemates. And this time, don't forget, guys, we need to say that housemates, Anna and David, are separate. They're not the same thing. So Sandra has come up with mates and Anna. Okay. Mates, comma, Anna, comma. Oskana says mates, comma, Anna, comma. Okay. Oh my gosh. How do I say that? Hananomara says, I agree. Maria agrees. Excellent. Well done, guys. Fantastic. So at the end of this lesson, you guys have learned about the Oxford comma. You've learned, well done, Evelina. That's the correct answer. Yeah, you just need the comma after Anna. So yeah, you've learned about the Oxford comma. You've learned about how to put in extra information, where to put the commas to do that. You've learned about having to put commas after words like however, nevertheless. You've learned that if you start your sentence with a preposition like after, before, then you're going to need to have a comma after the first bit of language. So you've all done a fantastic job today. Like the video for yourselves, guys, because I think you've done a really good job. Commas can be difficult. And let's not forget about the fantastic start to today's lesson, where we looked at making sure that if we're going to end the sentence, but we're going to continue, and we're going to continue with but, we put a comma before but. So well done, guys. You're welcome, Oskana. You too. Have a nice evening. So a big thank you to everyone in the live chat. There's been a lot of you in the live chat today, so I'm not going to go through each and every name, but a big thank you to all of you. It's been really enjoyable teaching you all. You're all of different levels as well, so it's great to see that you have all been able to follow the lesson. You too, Maria. Have a lovely afternoon. You as well, Irina. Have a great afternoon. Evelina, you too, and Alejandra, you're welcome. Okay, guys, thank you very much. Have a lovely week. Sorry, yes. I'll be back tomorrow anyway. But have a lovely evening, and I will be back tomorrow, same time, 4 o'clock. You too, Sandra. Thank you very much. Have a lovely evening, and I'll be back tomorrow at 4 o'clock, same time, with another lesson. Take care, and bye for now. Make sure you like the video, subscribe if you're new, and share if you know people who want to learn English or who might be finding it difficult to learn English during this period. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye for now.